me see if I can find. Because I'm screen sharing now, I can't see how many attendees are in the who have joined. So if you can let me know where you're from in the chat box, where you're sitting or where you're sitting tonight, that would be great. And I can see if any new people have joined in the last few minutes. Totally understand if you're late because of babies and bedtime and things like that, so don't worry. I'm going to be chatting a little bit at the start and then we'll be going into tapping. So it's okay if you missed the beginning. And welcome to the people who can't make tonight and are just doing the replay. Hello, special ladies. I know that you are busy tonight and couldn't make it, but are keen to do it, so that's amazing. I wanted to say thank you for being here and well done for being here, especially to the new tappers amongst you. You're taking, I suppose, a leap into the unknown and trusting me, and I'm very glad and delighted that you're here with me on this journey. And welcome to the seasoned tappers amongst us as well. I will just do a quick check of my emails, if that's okay, just to make sure that no one is messaging me saying they're not getting in. Okay, so a few people messaging to say they can't make it because of babies and things. That's fine. Cool. Yes, if anybody finds that I'm going too fast and I'm not giving you enough time to say the tapping either out loud in your head, please let me know in the chat box and I'll slow down. It's just because I get excited and I have so much to cover that I want to go through everything quickly. So yeah, if you're struggling with that, please let me know. And if you have any questions, I think there is a question box in your view. So we could write questions and maybe I can come back to that later, or you can contact me afterwards and I'll write that into the email tomorrow when I send out the link, so that's fine. Right, so tonight is all about you. Make sure you're comfortable, have water with you, potentially turn off your phone so that you're not disturbed. I should probably do that too. Last chance for questions. Make sure you're in a safe, comfortable place. I intend that everything shared here today is confidential and there is absolutely no judgment whatsoever for anything said. We're all in this together and I want you to feel that support from each other. Also, you're responsible for your emotions. If something comes up that is a trigger for you that is really, really difficult, I advise you just to keep tapping along with me. Even though you're feeling the difficulty, breathe, take really big deep breaths. And if it's too much, dial off the call and go find somebody in your house or in your space. And then let me know later and I will be in touch with you either tonight or tomorrow. It's not likely that will happen, but I just wanted to make, if it does come up for somebody, take a note of what you think the trigger was and then really look after yourself, okay? Deep breath and tap. I have a disclaimer because when I was working on this tapping circle content, I was like, I don't want anybody to feel guilty about what I'm thinking is, or what I'm kind of writing into the tapping scripts. So a disclaimer from this is none of what I am talking about today is intended to make you feel even more guilty than you already do, okay? We're going to tap on a variety of topics that could be making you feel guilty. Not all of these are going to be relevant for you. Some are going to be really relevant and others won't be. But tap along with me anyway. Stay with me and keep your focus on the circle because there will be kind of what it's called borrowed benefits from tapping, even though it's not tapping on the exact thing that you are experiencing, you will find benefit from doing it. So I want us to peel off the layers of guilt and help you feel more confident in your decision making. And I suppose in a way, teach you how to use the tool rather than actually by demonstration and copying, rather than taking you through how the process works. If you have any questions on that at all later, then you can let me know. Okay, so Laura's saying that the video is frozen. Has anybody else got that problem? That's not going to be good for the tapping points, is it? Stuck on disclaimer. Yeah, so I haven't moved past the disclaimer, but can you see me in the video? Oh. Okay, you can see me in the video. Hi, Sinead. Okay, as long as everyone can see me with the tapping, as soon as we get to tapping, I'll turn the presentation off, so I'll be big screen, okay? And then you can follow along with me. Black window on the video. Okay, maybe for now it doesn't matter because we're not going to be tapping yet. But when it comes to, I'll turn off the PowerPoint presentation and hopefully you'll be able to see me then. Okay, fab. Hi, Sophie. Great to have you. Okay. Again, taking responsibility for your own emotions. And just to say that most of the thoughts in this presentation are my own. I've researched a bunch of stuff and I will credit, I think I reference a couple of things if they come up. If everyone is happy with the disclaimer, can you just give me a yay or yes or something in the chat box to make sure you're happy with me to go ahead? Okay. Fab. Thank you, ladies. Somebody raised their hand there. Are you okay? Didn't see who it was. Right. So tonight we will open our circle. It's a virtual circle. We'll be gathering together. I'll paint a picture of a place that we will go to for that. Then I'll talk a little bit about guilt and what it is, and mum guilt in particular. And then about decisions, because I think we feel guilty mainly because we are doubting our decisions. So we'll talk about why we doubt our decisions. And we're going to talk a little bit about finding our happy place. Happy mum, happy baby, we know that. Then we'll do some tapping, and then there'll be questions and a check-in at the end, and then we're going to close the circle. Okay, so we'll keep going. Okay, opening the circle. I would like you all to close your eyes and put your hand on your heart. 2 hands on your heart, and we're just going to do 5 really big deep breaths. In through your nose, and out through your mouth. And just imagine this breath is coming into your heart. Just breathe in peace. And breathe out tension. One last one. Just open your eyes and have a quick sneak look at the PowerPoint presentation. This is where I'm going to take us to do our circle. Okay, so it's a river with some nice kind of trees along the bank, and then a grassy area. And we're going to meet at the grassy area. Okay, so close your eyes now and just take one more deep breath. I want you to visualize this scene. There's like nice willow trees dipping their branches into the water, a little river, and a grassy bank to the side. I want you all now to step forward. Just imagine stepping forward into this picture and gathering together in a circle. And we all see each other arrive. And we smile and nod to each other. And we take each other's hands. And we connect. I'm also going to bring in the energy of the people who aren't here tonight, but who are going to join us another time. So I'd like to ask their higher selves and their energy presence to come in as well. So you have a big full circle. I think there should be about 25 women in total. And we give thanks for being here. We thank ourselves for taking this time to be here. I'm just going to ask all of our guides and angels and any archangels that would like to help us now to step in around our circle. Any light beings that are going to help us rid our mum guilt. So just imagining a second circle around us, protecting us, keeping us safe. Deep breath in. So this is where our conscious and subconscious is going to stay while we have our tapping session. And so just bring your awareness back into the room now. Feel your feet on the floor, maybe wiggle your fingers. And we're going to get ready to commence. Great, that's good to know, Julie. She can see us now, okay. Right, when I was putting this presentation together, oh, wrong way around, sorry. I googled mum guilt images, and it's actually comical how many images there are and how many memes. And I think we are just bombarded with this concept of mum guilt that it's also almost expected. Somebody said to me on Instagram the other day that her mum said jokingly, oh, they inject you with mum guilt when you're in the hospital just after you have your baby. Like, that's how I feel we are programmed. We're programmed to feel this guilt. I don't think we should feel this guilt. I mean, we'll go through that in a second. Some guilt is necessary and some guilt is beneficial to help keep us all safe. But I don't think we need to feed into this like societal mum guilt that you can see here. The expected mum guilt. All right. Okay, so what is guilt? Guilt itself is a strong feeling you get when you go against your own morals or values. And it's to prevent you from doing it again. To kind of take stock of your actions and then change course accordingly. It is completely natural and it's primal and instinctive, and maybe in mums it is more instinctive than it is for dads once you become a parent. And it helps us look after our families and our friends and the people around us. And the emotion of guilt is actually useful. If I'll go through kind of a tool in a minute, but you can use it to take stock of things. Mum guilt, however, I feel, is feeling guilt, doubt, anxiousness or panic that you've made the wrong decisions or that you're falling short of expectations. And hopefully that resonates with a lot of you. I feel like there's no right decision to make because everything we do, we will feel guilty about. Stay at home, go to work, part-time, we'll feel guilty in some way, shape or form about all of it. But why do we do it? I think we doubt ourselves, we doubt the decisions that we made. So we can, one of the things I have here is about living in the past. Most likely at the time that we made a decision that is currently impacting us or making us feel guilty, we were making the best decision that we could with the knowledge that we had at the time. We lack confidence in our choices. We underestimate ourselves. But again, most likely we made the best decision for us and our family with the information and knowledge and experience that we had at the time. We fear the worst is going to happen. We expect the worst. And that just sets us up for failure. If you're expecting a negative outcome, most likely you're going to have a negative outcome. We put too much expectations upon ourselves to be perfect. We set our bar so high. But no one in our family knows how high that bar is. They don't even know that a bar exists. Our kids don't know what we're aiming for and striving for, and they probably don't even care, and they probably actually would say, would you just lower it a bit? Like, that's way too much. The inevitable thing is when we set our expectations too high about an event or something, it will fall short, and then we'll feel guilt and disappointment because of it. We're comparing ourselves to others, the world we live in, social media, everything that we see around us is a glossy picture perfect, although some people are really good at sharing their real lives. So we kind of are caught up in a what if I could have lived like that? What if I can travel the world with my kids on my back? What if I had an amazing job and could afford a really huge house? Blah, blah, blah. It just adds to that guilt when we are comparing ourselves to others. And we aren't happy. So we feel guilt when we can feel guilt when we're not feeling happy. And actually that is a good gauge of your decision. And it's okay to have made a decision that didn't work out. It's okay to maybe have gone back to work and then not feel happy about it. The not feeling happy is actually a good indicator that maybe you can take stock and then change the course of action. Change something to make yourself happy. So that's, in a nutshell, kind of why I believe that we feel guilt. It's because we're doubting ourselves, doubting our decisions. But what if mom guilt itself was telling us, I'm not good enough? What if the whole reason we feel guilt is because of an inner belief that I'm not good enough? I mean, everybody feels this. This is not unique. It's almost like a programming that we are born into. It's of the society, of the times. We pick this up very young. We pick it up from the people around us, and we pick it up based on events and things that happen to us when we're kids. And we pick them up based on the knowledge of a 4-year-old, and then we let that rule us for the whole rest of our lives. You know, that's not great long term. It might work for you as a kid. It's a good strategy, but later down in life, later down the road, that doesn't work well for you. But what if we could move to this? It's good enough to be good enough. And it can become a mantra. Actually, I prefer I'm good enough. But if you're struggling with I'm good enough, start with it's good enough to be good enough. It is good enough to be good enough. Something I was thinking about earlier when I was putting this together. When guilt raises its ugly, monstrous head, I'll talk about the guilt monster a little bit. So that's an interesting thought, that I have that thought. That's really interesting. And then focus on what is around you at that time. So like focus on, so that's an interesting thought, but right now I really want to focus on my kid. Right now I'm focusing on a bit of work that I'm doing. Right now I'm focusing on something else that's taking you away from that literal monster that is coming to nag you, to make you feel bad. Right, conscious of time. Right, how do we find this happy place? Happy mum, happy baby, we know that, but how do we make that happen? I think what we need to do is understand what makes us happy. A simple exercise would be to write down 10 things that you can do that make you happy. And then go about trying to incorporate them in your life. Not being happy in our decisions or with our choices makes us more stressed, shout more, not be as present because we're distracted with this guilt monster that's trying to come drain your energy. And we know that being a mom with lack of energy and being physically and emotionally distraught sometimes, that it's so much harder to recognize when this guilt monster is coming and to tell it to go away. And it's very hard to live up to our perfect and high expectations of ourselves. And I do quite like the phrase, I'm only human after all. I think we do need to give ourselves a break, give ourselves permission not to be perfect. And hopefully with some of this tapping, we will be able to do that. Okay, I'm ready to get into the tapping now. Can I just check how everyone is doing? Has that made sense and everyone is ready to progress? You can just give me a yay in the chat box, that'd be brilliant. Awesome. Okay, Julie, I'm sorry about the video. Great, thank you, ladies. Sorry, Emma, about the video. Emma saying it's video is not streaming for a couple of people still. I'm not sure if you've logged in on the laptop or Zoom app on your phone. Might be worth maybe trying both and seeing which works better if you've got time, or if you just want to just tap along with me. For the first few rounds, I will tell you the points on the body that I'm tapping. It doesn't matter if you miss a point or you're on the wrong point that I'm tapping. It doesn't matter if you get the order mixed up. Honestly, the fact that we're tapping on these points, it doesn't matter what order, what hand you use. People can use two hands, you can use one hand. Don't worry about any of that. We will be making progress, don't worry. Okay, so before we start, it's a really good idea to assess how we're feeling about mum guilt. So if you need to, close your eyes and just tune into your body. Are you currently feeling mum guilt? And if so, on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the worst, how bad do you feel? Now, if you're not feeling current mum guilt, that's fine. Think of a time recently or in the past where you have felt mum guilt, and how bad did it feel at that time? I want you to tune into that energy. Where in your body did you feel the guilt? And if you were to give it a colour, what colour would it be? If you have a pen or anything handy, just write down the number or just remember the number. If anyone would like to share what number they have got, I'll give you a second just to tune into your body. If you'd like to share in the browser what number, or in the chat box, what number that might be for you right now or in the past. 8 plus, 7 green, okay. Some people are messaging me directly and some people are messaging everybody, okay. 8 red. Stormy dark sea colour, yeah. That's a good one, Sinead. 7 grey, 8 blue. And just think about where in your body you're feeling. I often feel my guilt in my stomach, but it can be your chest, your head, your shoulders. Just have a little think. Okay. We're going to start off. I'm going to do a bunch of tapping scripts. We'll get as far as we can. Blue, 6 blue head. Great. We'll get as far as we can through them. If we're hitting the 8 o'clock mark, I may skip one to go because the last one I want to do is kind of like a visualization back at the circle. So I really want to make sure I do that one. So we'll start with perfectly imperfect and we'll go from there. Now, when I say a particular place in the body in my script, or a particular color, or a particular emotion, well, the emotion is guilt, and if it doesn't resonate with you, change it to something that does resonate with you. The more specific and as close to how you feel, the better it will be for the outcome with tapping. So that's how it works. The more specific it is for you and how you feel, the better the outcome will be. So when I say this red guilt in my stomach, you change that to this blue guilt in my shoulders, or on my shoulders, or on my body. Even if it's just black in your body, just make that relevant for you. Okay? Right, I'm going to turn off the sharing, so you should be able to see me now. Oh, great, I can see now we have 13 people online live. That's brilliant. Okay, we start with the karate chop point. That is this here, the side of your hand. And sometimes I'm going to do this 3 times, and sometimes I'll just go do it once. And this is called a setup statement, okay? So you just repeat after me. Even though I may not be the perfect parent I want to be. And say this out loud or in your head. Thanks, Laura. And I find some things so much harder than I thought I would. I'm doing the best I can with the knowledge and understanding I have at this moment in time. And I allow myself to make peace with this and choose to let the guilt go. Again, even though I may not be the perfect parent I want to be, and I find some things so much harder than I thought I would, I'm doing the best I can with the knowledge and understanding I have at this moment in time. And I allow myself to make peace with this and choose to let the guilt go. One more time. Even though I may not be the perfect parent I thought I would be, and I find some things so much harder than I thought I would, I'm doing the best I can with the knowledge and understanding I have at this time, and I allow myself to make peace with this and choose to let the guilt go. Okay, top of the head, just like that. I may not be the perfect parent. The corner of the eyebrow here. I sometimes struggle to be the perfect parent. Side of the eye. I have such high expectations of myself. But I'm doing the best I can. Parenting is so much harder than I thought it would be. Parenting tests my patience and strength every day. Collarbone. It's like the fleshy part under the bone itself. That's the bone. It's more here. I feel I will never be as good as I want to be. Under the arm, it's like where your bra strap is. I have set the bar so high. Wrist. I'm doing the best I can with the knowledge and understanding I have at this moment. Either side of your fingernail bed, so thumb. Every decision I make is for my family. I am perfectly imperfect. I am imperfectly perfect. I allow myself to find peace with this. I choose to let this guilt go. Take a deep breath. Yawning is a good sign of release, by the way, and sometimes I also belch. I'm hoping that doesn't happen tonight. Deep breath. That is just a very simple 1 round script. Some of the others are a lot longer. Just want to check in with everybody. Is everyone feeling okay? Just give me a yay or a nay. Okay. Just let the emotion come, and I'm sure that as we keep tapping, it's going to clear, okay? So just keep tapping. Let's just take a deep breath and tap with me here. Just releasing all this guilt now. I'm safe. I'm doing some good work. And I'm letting all this guilt go. Okay? We'll keep going to the next one. Negative birth experience. Now, not everyone will have had a negative birth experience. Can I just check who actually has had a negative birth experience? Okay, I've got 1 yes so far. 2 yeses. 3 yeses. If you change the 2 to all panelists and attendees, then everybody can see, but it's up to you. Okay, 4, 5. 5 negative birth experiences so far. Okay. Not sure how to answer that. If it just didn't go to plan, it didn't go how you'd hoped or visualized, it may not have been that traumatic, but even if it just didn't go to plan. And so for even the people who are here that have had very positive birth experiences, just tap along with us, and we're in the circle together. We're going to tap for the collective of us who have had negative experiences, okay? Again, if you're doing this and you have had a negative experience, think of where in your body you're holding that guilt or sadness or disappointment, and use that when I say, I've written shoulders, okay? So when I say that part of my body, you use your part of the body and also the color as well. Okay. Even though I may not have had the perfect birth experience I've always dreamed of. And it was so traumatic for me and my baby. And in some ways, I'm still recovering from it. And I find the disappointment and pain hard to let go. I carry all of this black guilt in my shoulders. But I'm open to the possibility that I can let this go and reconnect and bond with my baby in a beautiful way. We'll go straight into the tapping because there's a few rounds of this. Okay, top of the head. I may not have had the perfect birth experience. I'm carrying so much black guilt in my shoulders. I found birthing my baby so difficult. So many things didn't go how I wanted them to. Under the nose, I'm so unhappy with how the birth went. Under the chin, it was nothing like I had planned. I feel so disappointed in myself. Under the arm, I feel like I let my baby down. All this guilt and disappointment in my shoulders. Maybe it was my fault. Maybe I should have done something better. Maybe I should have done something more. I'm so disappointed that we had this birth experience. Baby finger, I just wanted a peaceful birth and a beautiful bonding experience. Top of the head. Instead, I'm so angry and sad that I didn't get that. I just wanted to cuddle my baby and have our precious time together. I feel so cheated that it wasn't peaceful and we missed out on some bonding. But I'm open to the possibility that I can reconnect and rebond with my child now. I can reconnect and bond. It was all perfectly imperfect. It was all imperfectly perfect. Maybe it was part of their journey earthside. I allow myself to release all this guilt and disappointment. I allow myself to let go of all this guilt stored on my shoulders. I allow myself to find peace with this birth experience. I allow myself to find peace. I allow myself to find peace. Take a deep breath in. Everybody's just checking with themselves and see how you're feeling. Can you let me know how you're doing in the chat box, please? Great, Emma, thank you. Okay. Yes, Laura just said exhaustion. We will probably feel quite tired after this because when you release a lot of energy and weight, you will feel lighter, but your body needs to recalibrate to the new lightness, and so it can take a little while to readjust, and during that time you might be quite tired, and also you will be releasing toxins. Time for some water. Toxins from the cells in your body. And so you need to flush them out, because when we are in a state of trauma or stress, the cells don't regenerate. The cells are only in flight, freeze mode. So when we reduce that through the tapping, the cells can then start to regenerate and recover. And that's a very positive thing, but can sometimes make you a bit tired. Okay. Working mom guilt. Can I just have ask how many people feel guilt from working, whether it's full-time or part-time, but from going back to work? Okay. Okay, some feeling guilt now and some felt it when they were younger. Maybe for the guilt, okay. Siobhan, we're covering self-care in a little bit later. She says that she has so much guilt, she never allows herself any time for herself on the day, her days off. Okay, Laura, you're a stay-at-home mom. Well, then I think you're going to help tap for the collective, if that's okay. 70% of mums are back working, according to the UK National Statistics Office 2018. just think about how it made you feel when you went back to work, or how you might still be feeling that guilt. So Julie, you may have felt that guilt before. Tap into that feeling, because that will be still residing in your body somewhere. Or somebody contemplating going back to work, but the guilt monster is starting to shout at you. Have a think about where in your body, again, this guilt is, what color it is, and where it might, and if there's anything else with the guilt. Is there sadness, or is there anything else? And if, just use your words instead of mine if it's more appropriate. Okay, we will continue because this one is a long one. Yeah, this one's a long one. Okay. Starting with the karate chop point. Even though I feel so guilty in my stomach about working and leaving the kids with someone else, when sometimes I feel like I should be the one raising them, not someone else. I don't get to spend that much time with them anymore. I'm open to the possibility of letting this guilt go. Even though I'm so torn, because I'm actually looking forward to going back to work and having some me time, enjoying a lunch and a hot coffee and adult conversation. But I feel so guilty in my stomach because I feel it's wrong to be enjoying my time away from the kids when I should be the one at home with them. But I'm open to the possibility of letting this guilt go. Even though I've got this red guilt in my stomach, because I don't have a choice to stay at home. And we need the money to do the things we want to do. Even though I would prefer to stay at home or have a better work balance. I'm open to the possibility of letting this guilt go. Okay, top of the head. All this guilt in my stomach. So much guilt about going back to work. All this red guilt in my stomach. I feel so guilty about going back to work and leaving my kids. I feel I should be the one to raise them. But I also quite like having my job. It's a big part of me. It connects me to who I was before I had kids. But I feel I should feel guilty for not staying at home. I sometimes feel judgment for not staying at home by some people around me. I feel the kids are missing out on time with me. And I'm missing out on time with them. It's just so hard to balance it all. And feeling so much guilt and confusion about it. I doubt my decision to go back to work. But why am I doubting it? I've decided to go back for some good reasons. I'll be able to contribute to the house. I'll be earning money to do great things with the kids. I'll be earning money to save for their education needs. I'll be earning money for quality time on family holidays. Maybe I made the best decision I could at the time. Maybe in the future they'll respect me for my decision. Maybe they have great fun in other people's care, at nursery or childminder, or nanny and granddad. Maybe I'm being a strong role model in the 21st century. Maybe my time with my kids is of greater quality than before. Maybe I'll be happier because I'm fulfilled from my work. Maybe I'll be a better mum with the time I do have them because I'm happier. All of this guilt in my stomach and body. I'm carrying all this guilt. I'm putting so much pressure on myself. But I choose now to let all of this guilt go. I let go of all of this guilt. I release all of this guilt. I'm open to believing having less time with them doesn't mean I love them any less. I tell them they're loved all the time. I'm confident they know that they are loved, because they are so loved. I really believe I'm doing this for them. I'm open to being happy in my decision. I'm open to being happier from being back to work. I'm open to enjoying my time away from my kids. Last round, okay? I can find other great ways to connect with my kids. I can play with them before or after work. I can choose to be more present when I'm with them. I can choose to park work thoughts when I'm with them. I'm choosing to be more mindful and present. I'm realizing I'm good enough. I believe good enough is good enough. Wrist. I really am good enough. I am. I deeply and completely know that I am good enough. I feel loved, and I tell my children how much I love them. I know that's all they need from me, is to feel loved. That's it. I am so good at making them feel loved. I am perfectly good enough for my kids and my family. Okay, deep breath. Oh, it's coming out my throat. Drink your waters. Feel your feet on the floor. Take a minute and check in with yourself. How are you feeling and where are you feeling it in your body? How's everybody doing? Hopefully everyone's still with me. Good, Emma. Well done, Julie. Thirsty? Keep drinking. Goosebumps. Well done, Siobhan. Are you okay, Sinead? Well done, Nikki. Sinead, do you feel there's a little shift there? Hopefully there was. All the tears. Okay, a few deep breaths. You feel ready to go on to self-care. Oh, well done, Gemma. She's got baby on the boob. Good work, mama. Tingly hands, but good, feeling good. Tingly hand, Sinead, is a release. Big time. I always get that when I have Reiki done on me. So that's good. Just shake it out. The energy is shifting in your body and it's trying to get out. So that's really great. Well done. Anybody feel like you're ready to go on to self-care? Okay. Remember, you can always come back if you feel like you need to keep, well done, Laura. If you feel that you want to redo them because there was a lot that came up for you, then this is, being recorded, double check that again. So just do it again. If you have felt like I haven't given you long enough to digest it. Okay, self-care. One of the main barriers to self-care is, funnily enough, guilt. I think we're conditioned from the masculine side of the world to believe that we need to be stressed and busy in order to be successful. But I think we're slowly realizing the feminine energy is rising within us, and often we're realizing that actually we need to operate in a different way, and self-care is one of the tools that we are using. I think I saw that in the American industry, it's an $11 billion industry, the self-care market. Okay, and that's a face mask, a nice candle bath with some bath salts and crystals, all the way up to therapy, tapping one-to-ones, this lovely event where you are actively doing something to help shift yourself, shift your energy and let stuff go. Self-care is a whole scale of things. But we feel guilty for going to the beauticians, the state of my nails, they're being done fixed tomorrow. A spa day with the girlfriends or a night away with your partner for the first time in a year. We feel guilty for that. Why? How can we care for others when we don't care properly for ourselves? The full cup analogy that we hear so often. We can't give from an empty cup, that's it. So if we're not happy, how can we help others in our lives to be happy? Meaning their children, partner, etc. So, tapping. Again, think about where in your body you might be feeling guilt around self-care, and time out for you. Even if it's just to go read somewhere on your own, even to just be on your own physically. That can be wonderful. Okay, tap along with me. And I'm going to do this statement once because we're in there. Even though I feel so guilty in my chest about booking some time in for me to look after myself, to rest, to recover, to recharge, to work on myself, to ensure that I'm happy, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. All this guilt that I get when I want to do something for me, all this guilt in my chest from wanting some time out and some self-care, all this guilt in my chest, but instead I say yes. Deep down, I know I need this time. Deep down, I know I really need this regular self-care. I know it will make me feel good. I feel so guilty about leaving the family to prioritize me. I'm so scared to prioritize me. But I know this is what I truly need and that it will make me happy. I'm open to letting go of all this guilt. I choose to let go of all this guilt. I really do not need to carry this guilt. I'm letting go of all this guilt now. Planning and doing what makes me happy will make me a happier mum. Releasing all of this guilt will make me a happier mum too. Actively doing what I need for myself is really important. I choose to prioritize myself. I choose to love myself with these actions. I know doing this will make me feel good. I choose to love myself with these actions. I think I missed the line. Oh, I choose to make time for myself, my mental health, and my body. When I'm happy, my family will be happy too. I choose to love myself hard. When I love myself, I can give love to others more easily. I love myself. I am good enough. I am a good mum. I'm open to putting myself first. I'm at peace with what I need to do for me. Okay, deep breath. Oh. Check in with yourself again. How are you feeling? Keep deep breathing. Water. You let me know how you're doing. How was that one for you? Oh, nice one, Laura. Well done. Great, Sinead. That is good work. Delighted for you. Well done. Much more relaxed. Yay. Brilliant, Julie. That's great. Well done, Emma. Very relaxed and sleepy. Yeah, we're going to sleep well tonight, ladies. Did a lot of that make sense? I assume there was a few, I hope there's been a few light bulb moments from what I've been putting in here. And I hope you agree with what I've been saying about the self-care. Yes, good. Okay. So we've got Sophie saying very relaxed and sleepy, Gemma, much needed, Siobhan, brilliant, very Chris. I've been angry and shouting, and it's a 2-round script, and I have guilty for not feeling guilty as a 1-round script, and then I want to take you through a closing meditation. How are you doing for time? Are you okay? Great, Laura, that's brilliant, thank you. Okay, Definitely want the shouting one. Awesome. Brilliant. I'll do them then, and if anyone does need to jump off, then jump off. I would really recommend, if you have to go, come back and do the closing, because that's going to be really powerful. We're using a bit of matrix reimprinting in that one, so that's deep. As if this hasn't been deep enough already, huh? Okay, so anger and shouting guilt. Oh, brilliant. Gemma says, babe is happy in arms, big babe asleep, so here for the shouty mum round. Okay, what I've written is, this is probably something we can all relate to. Our buttons are pushed, our kids aren't doing what we've asked them to do, and when we're not in the right frame of mind, which is probably a lot of the time, we can get angry and shout. The guilt then creeps in. So this is what hopefully the script will take care of. Think about where do you feel this anger? What color is it? Use your words. For me, it's orange in my stomach. Okay. Lowers your throat. Use your words, okay? Even though I have all this orange guilt in my stomach about how I get angry and shout sometimes, and how I react so quickly and lash out when I really don't mean to. I deeply, completely love and accept myself. Okay, top of the head. All this orange guilt in my stomach from getting angry. All this guilt and anger in my stomach from shouting. All this guilt in my stomach for losing it and for not feeling like a good mother. I know that most of the time I'm a good mother, but when I'm angry and shouting, I do not feel like a good mother. I keep all this orange guilt in my stomach. I really don't want to react so strongly to my kids. Oh, this is making me belch. Excuse me. I want to react more mindfully and constructively. All this guilt and anger and rage is holding me back. Sometimes I don't enjoy being a mom because of all this guilt and anger and rage. But deep down, I know I'm doing a good job. And I know that because I'm here now learning how to let things go. You're here doing tapping. You're a good mother. I'm choosing to let go of all this guilt now. I'm choosing to find peace with how I parent and let myself off the hook. I'm choosing to find other ways to connect and react to my children, especially when they're not doing what I want them to do. Oh, all these expectations of myself. So many expectations to be a perfect and wonderful mother. I've set the bar so high and feel so guilty when I don't reach it. I choose now to lower the expectations of myself. I'm open to the idea that losing my cool every now and again is okay. I'm open to the idea that showing my emotions to my kids is a good thing. I'm choosing to find peace with showing my emotions to my family. I'm only human after all. I really do the best that I can. I love myself and the kids so much. I'm doing everything I can to make them feel loved and happy. But sometimes it's okay to not have a good day. Sometimes it's okay to not be perfect. And sometimes it's okay to be good enough. And I know that I am good enough. Right. Deep breath. Ooh, I needed that one. Check in with yourself. How do you feel after that? Drink some water. Let me know how you're doing. Calm, says Julie. Well done. I feel like I've released something there. That was powerful. Thank you, Laura. Well done. Ooh, lots of deep breaths. Lots of shifting energy. Look after yourselves over the next few days, okay? Everyone else okay? Everybody still with us, even if you don't want to share how you're doing? I needed that tonight. Brilliant, Sophie. So glad you were here. Sinead, sleepy, yeah. Wait till we do the last meditation, then just take yourself off to bed. Getting very tired. Okay. We're very nearly there. If you can stick with me, the last meditation is really beautiful. I think you'll find it really useful. And then go to bed, okay? Guilty for not feeling guilty. Okay, so who sometimes doesn't feel guilty for taking time off, your own space, going away? And then you feel guilty for not feeling guilty. Does anybody have that? Right. This is when the guilt monster raises its ugly head. And I think this is down to society telling us we should feel guilty. This mum guilt. The fact that it's even called mum guilt. There's thousands of articles on it. I've been doing some research. It's like we're expected to feel it. And the older generations might be putting that guilt on us too, like, oh, you're having another night off again, are you? Why are you doing that? So if you've ever felt that, well done, Gemma. Definitely getting better. Allowing myself some time for me 3 years later. That's good. Good to hear. This is a one round. Let's just do it. Even though I don't feel guilt for having some me time. And then I feel I should be feeling guilty. And it makes me question my decisions even more. deeply, completely love and accept myself. All this guilt in my body for not feeling guilty. All this guilt for not feeling guilt. It's bonkers, really. Not feeling guilty, it's actually making me feel guilty. I'm so fed up of feeling this way. Maybe this guilt isn't even mine. Maybe it's from society or people around me. Maybe I actually don't need to carry their guilt. I decide now to let all of this guilt go. I'm letting go of all this guilt that is expected of me. I'm happy with most of the decisions that I make. I know that I'm doing the right thing and I'm doing a good job. I'm releasing all of the guilt that is not my own. I'm confident in my decisions and in putting myself first. And I'm good enough. Okay. Deep breath in. That was just a quick one to cover off any guilt from not feeling guilty. Okay, everybody with me now, ready for this last meditation. What I want you to do now is just take a couple of seconds, close your eyes, a few deep breaths. Where on a scale of 0 to 10 does your guilt feel now? We had 8 plus stormy, dark sea color, 7 green, 8 red, 8 blue, 7 grey, 6 blue. We've got a 3 from Laura. Well done, Laura. 2 from Siobhan. Amazing. 4 from Sinead. 3 to 4 from Gemma. 4 from Sophie. Well done. That is fantastic. A couple of 4s from Emma, another Emma, and Julie. Fantastic. Okay, so the aim with tapping is to get yourself down to like 0, 1, 2 mark. So there might be something in here that you want to redo. Or with this little last meditation, we can try burn up that last bit of guilt, okay? So I want you to hand on your heart again, close your eyes. I'm going to do some deep breaths. 3 breaths in, big deep breath out. Big breath into your heart and out. Big breath in, deep breath out. Okay, so imagine yourself back at our circle. You've got the trees blowing in the soft breeze. It's nice and warm. There's water flowing past us. We're back into our circle. We're holding hands again. I'm just seeing us smiling and so happy that we're connecting and releasing and acknowledging with each other all of the work that we've just done. We've done some heavy shifting, some really good releasing. Now I want you to visualize a fire pit in the center of the circle. And we call upon the violet fire, the violet flame, to burn in this fire pit. This beautiful purple flame that's guarded by Saint Germain We invite him in too to help us transmute any remaining negative energy and guilt. So just see that flame going. I want to give you a second to think about anything else that you feel guilty over. Things that we've not discussed today, or things that we have, wherever you feel some remaining guilt. I want you to visualize all of that guilt going into a big rucksack on the back of your back. Whatever that guilt is, just give you another minute to think about it. This doesn't have to be mum related. This can just be general guilt. Or you could just ask yourself and imagine all black energy leaving the top of your head and just going down into the backpack on your back. All this black energy going into the bag on your back. Now I want you to take that bag off and throw it into the fire with some force and maybe a shriek of happiness. Take a deep breath. Now we've got this bonfire of backpacks, and this violet fire is transmuting the negative black energy. And it's burning it, and it's transmuting it into white light. So the top of this fire is just this white light coming up and down into your head, into the top of your head. Imagine your crown chakra is wide open and receiving this pure white light from the fire. And you bring this white light. It is pure love from source, because that's what we're made of. We all are basically creators, divine sparks of love. And this white light is just flowing into your head, going all the way down your body, into every cell, reprogramming the old conditioning, reprogramming the I'm not good enough, reprogramming any negative beliefs, releasing any remaining guilt. Bring it all the way down to your feet and then back up into your heart. I want this to be a spinning white, really, really bright white light ball. It's almost like a star in your heart. And now expand this white light energy into your aura, which is above you, below you, in front of you, behind you, about 6 feet wide, all around you. And now see this white light engulfing the whole circle, above and below us and around us. And then we've got our angels surrounding us even further. Now, I want you to visualize this white love fill your room, whatever room you're in now in the house. Expand it into the rest of the house, to everybody in it. This white light, this white love energy expanding out into your house. And then visualize it just flying down your street, flying in all directions, out of your house, spreading outwards into the city that you live. Expand now. Imagine you're looking at a map. And this white light is spreading your whole country. Ireland, England, spreading to Europe, to Russia, India, China, the Southern Hemisphere, Australia. The whole world now is just a ball of spinning white light. Just love energy for everybody. And now visualize this white light going out into the universe. So it just expands like a boom, tight ripple wave of white light out into the universe. And this love energy is going to go to all space, all time, all dimensions, past, present, future. This joyous love energy is just bouncing back from the universe and contracting right back into your body and back into your heart, times a million, times infinity. This white love energy is just spinning freely in your heart. Just be aware of everybody in this circle now. Acknowledge each other and thank each other for being here today, for doing this work. Thank yourself for this self-care, for releasing. I want you to step out of this circle, so let go of the hands now. Wave goodbye. We'll see you again soon. Step out of the circle. Bring your awareness back into your room. Feel your feet on the floor. Maybe wriggle your hands and toes. Take a big deep breath in and a big stretch up into the sky. Oh. Now, before you finish, I want you to imagine that you are encasing yourself in a cocoon and you're going to zip up from your feet all this energy, so you're keeping all this amazing energy inside you right now. So just do a big zip up from your feet all the way up to the top and over your head, and you're bringing all this amazing energy into your body. Just tap your body, your feet, stamp your feet on the floor. How do you feel? Drink some water. Let me know how you are doing after that. Hopefully you were able to keep up and I wasn't going too fast. Namaste, Laura. Brilliant. Nikki says, great, thank you. Laura's feeling refreshed. Sophie, my head feels lighter. Siobhan, feeling brilliant, thank you. Well done, ladies. Now that's a technique you can use at any time for any emotions that you want to get rid of. Okay, so take yourself back to that place. Surround yourself in light. Julie, I normally struggle with visualizations, but I could see everyone in the circle and white light. It was surreal but lovely. Wonderful. Well done, Julie. That's great. You can use that technique anytime you want to get rid of something. Visualize it in the backpack. Chuck it in the fire. Ask Saint Germain to transmute with the violet fire anything that you need. And obviously tapping. Hopefully, for those who haven't tapped before, you were able to pick up how tapping works. Focus on the negative first. You move to kind of a more of a neutral position, and then you go to more positive statements. Hopefully that was clear. If anyone has any questions later tomorrow or over the next week, feel free to get in touch with me. You can email me, sarah@tappingformoms.com. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I've got some tapping videos on YouTube. That's all I can think of at the moment. Anyone, any questions or anything that they need to say before we close? Thank you, Julie, for coming. You're very welcome. I was excited to do this. I really, really was. I hope it's the first of many tapping circles. Oh, thank you, Laura. I love doing matrix stuff. It's so powerful. If you want to send me topics that you'd like to cover, then let me know. Happily start thinking about the next one. Thank you, Sophie. So glad you could make it and that your little one went to sleep. I know you were worried about that. More. But for now, thank you. Thank you, Emma. Amazing. Thank you all so much for being here. Gemma says, I really enjoyed it. Feel so much better. Didn't realize how much I was affected by guilt. Yeah, I think it's a conditioning that we can say this too, maybe. We don't need to feel it. We can enjoy our lives without it. That is my thinking anyway, and hopefully yours now too after this lovely event. Julie, for the people who are watching back, Julie said there's no dad guilt, is there? Yeah, no. I did have a friend of mine message me on Instagram the other day, challenging me on it, saying that he does feel guilt about certain decisions, but he believes that mums have it stronger because they're more bonded with their children. And I disagree with that because my kids are very bonded with their dad. Anyway, there might be some dad guilt out there. Maybe I'll do something for them later. Yes, thank you as well for all of the people who are watching the replay. Hope you have found that beneficial too, and the questions and support is there for you too if you need it after going through all of this. Hope you were able to follow as well and it wasn't too quickly. All right, I'm pumped now. I'm literally like ready to go. I want to go out dancing. I know my head is going to take a while to get to sleep tonight. Oh, if anyone else wants to do it, I'm doing the Oprah and Deepak Chopra 21-day meditation, and it is about gratitude, and it's extremely lovely. I've just done 2 days of it. It's free, and if you start now, you've got about 3 days to do the first one, so it gives you 5-day leeway for each new day. You can find it in the App Store on, just type in Oprah and Deepak. You'll probably find it. Oh, Laura's doing it too. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? So yes, maybe you'll like releasing the guilt and finding gratitude, and there could be a huge shift in your limiting beliefs and future happiness as a result. All right, I will stop waffling on. I could go on for hours and days and the works. Love to you all. Thank you so much for being here, and I will hopefully speak to you soon. Stay connected with me. I would love to hear how you're doing, and if you would fancy writing me a testimonial for this event or the tapping circle in general, then that would be absolutely amazing too. Thank you. Love to you all. I'm going to end this meeting and stop recording. Okay. Yeah, sleep well, everybody. Bye.